today's video. So in today's video I thought we would take a look at part 1 of my PlayStation 2 collection. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first up, of course, we have the PlayStation 2 console. And the PlayStation 2 was released in the year 2000, I believe. Now this is the slim version of the console, so I believe this was released a little bit later, but I'm not sure on the exact date. So on the front we just have a picture of the console and the controller as well. Then if I just turn this over to the back, hopefully that's in screenshot. I've got my phone quite high up. On the back it shows you some of the accessories that you can pick up with this console. So of course the controller, the memory card, the multi-tap, the DVD remote, the vertical stand, the iToy and the SingStar microphones as well. Now on the top of this we just have a pull tab that opens. So I'm going to go ahead and open this off the camera. Okay, so I went ahead and took everything out of that box. And the first thing inside is this paperwork for the PlayStation 2. And I can tell you how much I've used this, because this bag is still sealed with a piece of sellotape where I haven't used it. So we've got the PlayStation registration there and the guarantee as well, but I won't take any of that out. And then of course we have the AV cables, because this is quite an old console, so no HDMI slot. So we have the red, the yellow and the white. So that's that. I also bought these cable ties, I believe off eBay, just to keep them all secure when I'm not using it. Also with the SCART leads was this SCART adapter, because some people on their older TVs didn't have the slots for the coloured wires, so they'd put this in and then put the wires in that, but I'm pretty sure that TV would have been really old. So most newer TVs do have these on, and as you can see again, this hasn't even been opened. We then have the AC adapter, and this has a 2-pins plug, so this is a European plug, so I have had to buy a UK adapter because that's where I'm from. And then of course there's the power end there, so there's that. I also have this 8GB memory card in the box, but this didn't come with it. This just must be one that I picked up at some point. So 8MB is so small. Can you imagine that storage now on like your Xbox or your Switch? It literally wouldn't even hold the save game. We then have the DualShock 2 PlayStation controller. I'll just lay the wire down there. So we have the D-pad, we have the start, the select and the analog button, the circle, the X, the square and the triangle, and the 2 analog sticks as well. Then on the top we have the right 1 and 2 button and the left 1 and 2 button. A very simple design, very much like the PlayStation 1 controller. So they didn't change it too much. And then of course, just the end where you plug it into your PlayStation. So that's the DualShock analog controller. And of course the last thing in the box is the PlayStation 2 console itself. And as you can see, this is really, really small compared to the fat PS2 console. So here it says that it's DVD, because you can actually play DVDs on this. We have like this matte black colour here, and then a shiny black here. If I just tip this up, on the side we have 2 memory card slots, and 2 controller slots, and 2 USB ones there as well. We have the power button and also the reset button all in one. We have the PlayStation logo, and then here is where it opens the disc tray. So I'll just show you that. As you can see, so there's the disc tray. Let's go ahead and shut that back up. Oh, we're trying to get that back up. So that's that. And then on the back we have the power adapter, we have the AV slot and the network adapter slot there as well. And as you can see, this console is so slim. Is that in focus? I think so. So again, let me try and open this now. So there we go, and then the discs just go in there. I love this console because it's so small, and I have a lot of other consoles, so this one's easy to put out and it doesn't take up too much room. So that's the PlayStation 2 console. So that was everything inside the PlayStation 2 box. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and show you a few games. So the first game I have to show you tonight is Crash Twinsanity. And on the front of the box we have Crash Bandicoot and Dr. Neo Cortex, because in this game they actually have to work together. So there's the front cover, and then on the back it says they're working together but they don't have to like it. And then down the side we have some of the moves that you can perform in the game. So we have Twin Slam, Humiliskate, Spank, Twin Throw and a Roller Brawl as well. And then here we have a few screenshots from the game. So 3 playable characters including Nina Cortex and the Bionic Goth Girl. Incredibly powerful bosses will challenge our dysfunctional heroes. And then, hopefully as in screenshot, check out the Wicked Team moves in this game. Let's go ahead and open this up. So there's the inside of the box. We have the disc and a memory card holder, which was quite common in PlayStation 2 boxes. And then of course the manual, which we are going to go ahead and take a look at. Let's just move this disc. So I've went ahead and pulled the camera a little bit closer, just because there's a lot of writing in these and I don't want it to be too far away so you can actually see it. So as usual we have the table of contents, getting started and how to use the controller, the introduction to the game. This is really hard to open because it keeps moving, because as you can see it's very thin. The main menu screen, the pause menu and general character movement. And unfortunately this manual is in black and white. I much prefer it when they're in colour. We then have the character controls for Crash Bandicoot, Dr. Neo Cortex, Nina Cortex, Crash and Cortex, and then these are the moves that are on the back of the box. We then have some of the collectibles and crates that you can pick up. So the basic crate, the surprise crate, reinforced crate, multiple hit crate, and then the harmful ones, so like the TNT crate, so if you obviously spin on that it blows you up. The nitro crate. Then we have some of the platform crates that help you get to different places. And then the special crates here as well. So the outline crate, the checkpoint crate, which obviously saves your progress in the game. And then we go to the credits, because that is the end of that manual. And here is a bit about joining the Crash Bandicoot Club. And then on the back we have an advertisement for Spyro Hero's Tale. So that was Crash Twinsanity. And the next game that I have is Spongebob Squarepants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. And there's SpongeBob and there's the Flying Dutchman, and we have Sandy and Patrick and Squidward in the background as well. And then on the back of the box we have a few screenshots from the game and Mr. Krabs up here as well. Hopefully hopefully that's in focus. It says Battle the Flying Dutchman, Ghostly Pirates, swoop into action as Mermaid Man. Look at his eyebrows. That reminds me of that fuggler that I brought. Launch into sea-soaking adventures and save Bikini Bottom from the Flying Dutchman. Let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so there's the inside of the box with the disc and of course the memory card slot. And here is the manual. And this one's a little bit thicker. I believe this will probably have some different languages in. Let's go ahead and take a look. So here is the instruction booklet. And the front cover is of course the same front cover as the box. We have the contents page. And then getting started. So all the different bits on your PlayStation 2 console. And that is the fat model, so a lot thicker than my one. Starting up, so the different buttons on the controller. And this manual is actually in colour. Then the controls for the game. And the story of the game as well. And then playing the game, so Bikini Bottom and other worlds. And then collecting letter tiles. So you collect all the tiles that spell out SpongeBob, and once you've found them all, you can use them to solve a picture puzzle. And then some of the costumes for the game, so Jellyfish Gear, Mermaid Man and Reef Blower. And then situational costumes. These costumes will only appear in certain situations. So Karate Gear and Treasure Hunter. And then some of the collectibles, so jellyfish and sand dollars. And then, this is just a special move, is it? Hold onto your pants, SpongeBob. If you begin to lose your health, you might find yourself stripped down to your tighty-whities. Try to locate another pair of pants to slip on, or you might find yourself feeling a little underdressed. Okay, that's just saying that you've got to find another pair of pants when you're low on health. We then have the main menu, the on-screen display, so health, tiles, jellyfish and sand dollars, camera icon and instructions, the pause menu and your to-do list, the on-screen display and the... Oh, sorry, I was just going to say quick start something, but this is another language. So that is the end of the instruction booklet, and on the back we have an advertisement for the Jimmy Neutron game Boy Genius. So that was Spongebob Squarepants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. And the next game is the Simpsons Skateboarding. This is basically just Tony Hawk's but with Simpsons characters. So there's the front cover and there's the back. Again, some screenshots from the game. So the first one says 9 skaters with attitudes to the extreme. Massively skatable Springfield environments. Get tricky on Springfield landmarks. And a shred and grind head to head. Let's open this up. So there's the inside of the box. We have the discs there. And this was apparently pre-owned at some point. Let's go ahead and take this manual out. And then let's remove this disc. So here is the manual. And again, the same as the front cover of the box. Hopefully I can try and get that sticker off. I didn't long ago pick this game up. So starting the game, the contents, and the basic controls. The introduction and the complete controls. Now some of these moves that you have to do on the skateboard are ridiculous, the amount of buttons that you have to press. And this game is actually quite hard. I don't know if it's just me, but some of the moves are so difficult to pull off. See what I mean? There's just so many. I bet there was someone that learned all of these moves. I basically just button mash and hope for the best. Setting up the game and then playing the game. Again, this manual's in black and white. Okay, we have some options, the shop, the tour, the skill school and skate fest as well. And then multiplayer mode and some of the levels, so Springfield Elementary, Downtown Springfield, Burns Mansion, Construction Site, Sir Potter Lots, Krusty Lou Studios, Springfield Mall, Itchy and Scratchy Land, Power Plant and Springfield Gorge. That always reminds me of the episode when Homer takes Bart's skateboard and says he's going to jump the gorge and then he falls down. Saving and loading. And then the credits. And there's quite a lot. And then some customer support. And then there's some numbers to contact and then EA. So that was the Simpsons Skateboarding. Okay, so next up we have Family Guy, the video game. It's Too Hot for TV. This game does have a little bit of sticker residue on it that I want to try and get off. And I actually picked this one up the same time that I got the Simpsons Skateboarding game. So there's the front cover. And then there's the back. So let's take a look at some of these screenshots. So we have Brian there and it says distinctive Family Guy humour. Then we have Quagmire and it says voiced and scripted by the members of the real Family Guy TV show. Hilarious and entertaining mini games. And then play as Peter, Stewie, Brian and take the gang to places so freaky it could only happen in a video game. This video game is actually really stupid. Again, there's the inside of the box, so we do have the disc, and I believe just a manual. I will just take it out and make sure. Yeah, I don't think there's anything underneath it. I was going to try and take it out, but it kept getting stuck. Let's go ahead and take a look at the manual. Okay, here is the instruction booklet, and the front cover, and then the table of contents. Again, just getting started and starting up. The basic controls and the main menu screen. Welcome to Quahog and the game screen. So Stewie's game screen, Peter's game screen. Why does that feel like a tongue twister to say? And then Brian's game screen. Stewie's character controls. And then one of his moves is Stewie's mind control. And then Peter's moves, and one of his is snack attack. And then Brian Incognito is one of his moves. And then the collectibles. So yellow health restores 25% of health. Green health restores 50%. Ray gun, collect enough components to upgrade Stewie's ray gun. Food. So if you collect enough food, you'll set off Peter's snack attack meter. Evidence, help clear Brian's name by collecting evidence. And disguises, help Brian move around without being detected. And then Stewie's arsenal, so his ray gun. And then some of the things that it can do. Mind control ray, and then non-sequiturs. At certain moments, the characters will be reminded of a funny situation. These interactive gags will prompt you to press desired button sequence or move a character into a certain direction. Doing correctly will pay off with a bonus. And then that's the end of the manual because we have the credits here. And there's quite a lot of credits. And then a page for notes, and I'm so thankful no one's wrote on that. And then the warranty. And then customer support. And on the back we have an advertisement for their DVDs and their Christmas one there as well. Out November 2006. So that is Family Guy, the video game. And the last game that I'm going to show you tonight is Donald Duck's Quack Attack. And there's the front cover, and it says PlayStation 2 Special Edition. When you get this with PlayStation 2, you get 14 special moves for Donald Duck. And then on the back, that's what it looks like. Just bring it a little bit closer. So some screenshots from the game. This bit underneath is in Danish and Swedish. Let's go ahead and open this up. And there's the inside of the box. So we do have the manual, and underneath is an advertisement for 102 Dalmatians. So let's go ahead and take a look at the manual. And here is the instruction booklet. So the front cover, and then the contents, so the different languages, and then the table of contents, so what's actually in the booklet. We have some controls and starting the game. The story of the game, and down here we have Daisy, who has went missing. We then have Donald Duck to rescue Daisy. The game, so the main goals: gather the weather vanes and pieces to save Daisy, gather the special letters, perform the nephew's special moves, find golden threads and take up Gladstone's challenge in time attack mode. Then some of Donald's special moves. Again, so many different buttons, it's crazy. The menus and the in-game screen. Gyro's lab and Donald's different moves. So Happy, Hyper Donald, Angry and Berserk Donald. The outfit maker. And some of the collectibles, so gears, weather vanes, gifts, Gyro's robot, extra life, milkshake, orange juice, golden threads, time attack and nephew special moves. The characters, so we of course have Donald Duck, Daisy, Gyro Gear Loose, Huey, Louie and Dewey, and Gladstone Gander. I'm sorry if you can hear that vibrating, it's my watch, I took it off. So it's currently on my sofa and it keeps vibrating. We then have Donald's enemies. So Murloc, Bernadette the Bird, the Beagle Boys, and Majika Dispel. And then that is it, then we go to a different language. And then on the back of the manual, we have an advertisement for Disney's Dinosaur. And that is the last game for tonight, and that was Donald's Quack Attack. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, good night everybody. Good night.